Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Life. This game is a free game on itch.io. It's about life. I mean, how much more general can you get? Life, the game of chance. Welcome, new player. Click to born. I will born. Chance has given me... I'm a male born in the countryside in Asia. As years pass by, your desire to leave the paddy fields for the city grows stronger. Do you choose to stay in the countryside with your family and friends? I'm gonna go with yes, because I love my family and my friends. I decide to fully embrace my agrarian life and focus on my crops. Rice is great, but I also like chicken. Do you want to leave the paddy fields to take care of your own little army of chicks? No, I'm gonna stick with rice. You spend your days in paddy fields. One morning, a government official comes to inspect your production. He deems it too low compared to other villages in the region. You realize that by using GMOs, you could multiply your crops and provide a better life for your fellow villagers. Do you switch to GMOs? Now see, here's the tricky thing. GMOs... There's a lot of controversy around GMOs, but the problem is that it does provide enough food for everyone around you, but there is a lot of controversy around when large companies use GMOs. Their seeds blow into other people's fields, and then they sue the small farmer who's for stealing their technology of GMOs. Theoretically, there's also something about how they mess everyone up, but I'm going to use GMOs. The switch to GMOs makes wonders for your village. You realize that the seeds are not modified to make more crops, but to withstand the fantastic weed killer that comes with them. Few years after the switch, the children and elderly seem to experience more and more dizziness or memory loss. You and your family will die from an undiagnosed cancer caused by the weed killer that you used every day. Well, everyone, it's been a good life. More or less. Life doesn't have to be a game of chance. Be tolerant and compassionate with others. Give opportunities to unprivileged ones. A major part of what you are and what you have is due to where you were born. You never deserve it all. Do you want to give life another shot? Click to born. I'm a female born in Europe. Your parents are getting a divorce. Do you want to live with your mother? See, but I don't know anything about what's going on. See, circumstances tend to dictate so much, which is actually the point of this game. But this game also doesn't give you circumstances around what you can control. Sure. Your mother is lacking money. She is depressed. Do you work hard at school to make her happier? You know what? Yes. You are the first one of your class during all your schooling. Oh, top of the class, obviously. Your mother tells you you're the best. Yeah. You graduate with a film degree. Do you want to become a filmmaker? The market is saturated. That's what I think anyway. Finding a job outside the filmmaking industry when you are a film studies graduate appears to be a real challenge. One could say that of wherever one goes when one graduates college, or whatever degree you get. You settle for a part-time job that only allows you to make both ends meet. You'll live a long but mediocre life, spending the little money you have at the movies searching for the name of your former friends in the credits. Who's to say that's not a successful life? I mean, success depends heavily on what you value. I mean, if you value fame, fortune, and money, then that's pretty much a clear distinction. If you fail or if you succeed, but there are other things that you can do. You're a black male born in Africa. As a brilliant student, you're sent to the US for an exchange. After graduation, you are offered a job in the US, but your family insists that you come back to your homeland to take over the family business. Do you fly back to your home country? Yes, and I'll tell you why. If you've ever heard of a brain dump, I think that's what it's called, or brain sink. But either way, basically what it is they leave their countries and they become more educated in more affluent countries, and then because the situation is so much better there, they stay there. But then that sort of leaves their countries back at home still somewhat lacking because they're not returning. Not that it's wrong for anyone to go where they think they need to be. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, I'm just saying in terms of the world, you know, what this game is saying, it's chance, you know? But yes, I will go back home. You come back to your homeland and take over the family business. Things are going well, so well that many people start to see you as a visionary that could do a lot more for his country. Do you listen to them and begin a political career? Yes? You start a dazzling career in politics and you quickly become the youngest local official of your country. Not bad. One day, a well-dressed man asks to share a coffee with you. He presents a lot of convincing arguments and asks you to stop supporting a proposal for new regulations. You were already thinking about not supporting them. At the end of the meeting, he leaves a suitcase full of banknotes behind. Do you take it? On one hand, I was already gonna do that. I was already gonna reject the proposal. But then again, taking this even though I was already on his side means I'm beholden to him. But then again, you need money to do things. Yes? You accept the bribe. Of course it's a bribe. And quickly become one of the most powerful political leaders, but also one of the most corrupted. You'll even get elected president of your country. After an attempt at constitutional reform to stay longer in office, you will get shot during a violent military coup. 'Cause of course I will. Hey, I'm a black male born in Africa. So this time, no bribe. I'm not beholden to anyone. My integrity precedes me, and the people praise me for this incorruptibility. However, you will never be able to make only significant change to your country since others quickly sidelined you for your determination to refuse any bribe. Now see, that one's interesting because that is the dilemma. Do you change things for the better through worse means? Does the end justify the means? So if I could affect change by taking a bribe, by making subtle compromises here and there, I think the ends do not justify the means. How you do something is a big determinant of who you are, and what you're willing to compromise shows what you value. And value is what determines what is important in life. So success can be measured in multiple ways. The easiest one is finances. You know, did you get married? Check. Yay, you're successful. Do you have a family? Yes. Check. Yay, you're successful. Do you have an upper middle class life? Check. Yay, you're successful. But that's not necessarily true. There was actually research done that shows that while money contributes to happiness, it's not the main factor. And so up to a certain point, money helps aid in life satisfaction and happiness and all of that, up to a point. Once you hit a certain threshold, it doesn't really actually affect much. You may think that's odd, but it's more of a value thing. So once your needs are met, once you can maintain what you need to survive, you know, if money isn't constantly being fought over because there's enough of it that you can use it as is needed rather than as is wanted. Where am I going with this? It is not wrong to value work and achievement as success, but the important thing is not to get your priorities mixed up. I mean, people are always more important than not people. Another interesting thing about this game is that the whole moral dilemma, because I'm not sure, because a lot of these choices weren't wrong or incorrect. You know, the decision for the little girl to become a filmmaker or not become a filmmaker, that was not a wrong choice. That was just a choice she had. And so it's not necessarily that just because something happened to you that wasn't ideal doesn't mean you did something wrong necessarily. I mean, if you make a choice, like you choose to go shoot somebody, that's a bad choice. I wouldn't recommend it. But in terms of trying to determine who you are, what you should do, why you do the things you do, in general, like your job, who you marry, love isn't just a quick infatuation. Love is built over years and years. I love my wife. She's great, but we've only been married a short time. And when we first met, I liked her. I thought she was cute. I thought she was beautiful, actually. But, you know, you have the initial attraction level, but then as you spend time together and as you learn more and more about each other, and as you go to appreciate the other person for who they are, the love slowly builds underneath. And which is why those marriages that are decades old are so nice. You know, my grandparents have been married for, 60 years? Something like that. You know, they never spent more than a day apart from each other, other than when my grandma had kids and she was in the hospital. You know, those love stories are so fantastic because they stuck through the terrible stuff as much as they stuck through the good stuff. Getting through the bad stuff increases the love on the other side. Life isn't necessarily about making the right choice. It's about chance. It's about who knows what happens. You know, and so as the game, the little end blurb says, you know, we're all in this together. Let's try to help each other out as much as we can. You know, the single working mother or the single working father who's struggling to make ends meet for their child, you know, are there ways to help them? Those born in poverty who are given a chance to come to America, whether they stay in America or whether they go back to wherever they're coming from. We can hear their stories, we can learn about them, we can understand where they're coming from and try to develop a relationship and try to develop an understanding with those who are elsewhere, who come from different circumstances, not even necessarily, you know, worse circumstances, but just different circumstances, and see what happens and learn more about what it means to be people. And then you can help others grow and you can explain things to them. So if you're talking with someone and they say something that's wrong or short-sighted or something, you can explain, well, no, actually, I know this because of that. Circumstances do not make you. Anyway, this is Evie. Good night and good luck.